Heyo, I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions, coming at you again today with another G.I. Joe toy review. Today we're taking a look at Charbroil. This figure comes from the Rise of Cobra line. Shouldn't come as any surprise right now. We're going to be trying to go through as many of these Rise of Cobra figures as we can. There are quite a few of them out there. Not going to hit all of them right now, but we're going to be in this line for just a little while, so stick with us. We'll go in here, open this thing up, and review it for y'all. Here we have Charbroil. I guess it's one of those weeks where we're getting into firefighters, which is pretty interesting because here where I live, we actually are having quite a few forest fires. It's kind of coincidental that this is happening, but perfect timing. So today we're looking at Charbroil. Again, Rise of Cobra line. This is the first time we actually get to see Charbroil in the new modern era, and this is a pretty cool looking figure. Again, the traditional Rise of Cobra packaging. He looks kind of cool over here. The card art anyways, with him in this nice kind of darker gray color scheme. Flipping it over to the back. File card, synopsis, some of the other characters going on. Pretty cool stuff, but pretty normal, standard fare for Rise of Cobra packaging. Nothing too spectacular to write home about. But we're not really here to review the packaging too much. We're here to look at the figure. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open. See if I can do this a little quicker this time without cutting my finger open. We've got another insert here. And then the packaging here is recycling. But again, the card art on this particular character, it looks really cool. Got the big flamethrower going on right there. And yeah, really nice there. So pretty cool. Let's see what insert we have today. Regular catalog entry stuff. And the same Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow 12-inch. So, nothing new, unfortunately. Still a cool poster, but we've seen it before. So let's take a look now at the packaging here and see what we got here. We have the crazy huge cannon thing. And we might as well go ahead and see if we can get the missile out of it. Pretty cool. We've seen this one before, but we'll tear into that a little bit closer a little further on. We've got the hose here that connects everything. We have the Charbroil figure itself. Pretty nice. Got some nice chrome paint here on his visor. Nice bright chrome here on the sides. So yeah, pretty cool. We'll look at it a little closer here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and get the rest of this stuff out. His flamethrower. His backpack. And the figure stand. So, not a ton of accessories with this figure, but we don't really need a lot, I don't guess. So, we'll go ahead and zoom in now and take a closer look. Now that we're zoomed in, let's start with the big cannon. So this one looks like the exact same one we got from the Destro package, with slightly different paint deco here, and it does have the G.I. Joe logo on the side of it. Pretty nice. The plastic is actually a little bit harder plastic here, so it's not as bendable as the one we saw with Destro, so that's a plus there. The firing mechanism works pretty much the same way. Nice spring-loaded action. Really cool looking fireball coming out of it. So yeah, another oversized cannon thing for us to look at. The backpack is the same backpack that we got out of Blowtorch with the new paint scheme going on to match the color scheme of Charbroil here. So nothing too special, nothing too out of the ordinary. Again, we've seen the thing before, so yeah, it is what it is. Figure stand, traditional figure stand, code name, and the G.I. Joe dog tag stuff on the back. So yes, cool, but standard fare. Taking a look at his flamethrower. Again, it's the same version that we got with Blowtorch, so shouldn't surprise anybody. Not surprising me anyways. But there it is. Nice detail work regardless. The nice new color scheme to match Charbroil as well. It works for what it is. So on the actual backpack itself, you do have this little notch thing here, and on the actual flamethrower, it just attaches like so he can carry it on his backpack, which is a nice little touch there. I do like that. The hose itself attaches in two places, so you attach one end to your pipe on the backpack itself, like so, and the other end works its way up and plugs in to the base here on the flamethrower, like so. And you've got a nice cool backpack with flamethrower. You can still attach it to the backpack, though with the hose on there, it makes it have just enough pressure to kind of pop off a little easily, but not that big a deal. Let's move on to the figure itself. Again, this is the first time we've seen Charbroil in a new modern era, and it's a really nice looking figure. It is pretty much just a straight up repaint of the Blowtorch figure for the most part, so nothing too special. He does have a different pair of legs and a new head, of course, but the new paint job is what really sells this particular figure. On the side, he's got the G.I. Joe logo on this cool silver patch, and not a lot of these silver patches on his arms, so nice highlight colors, and it works pretty well for what it is. The helmet does not come off easily. It's kind of stuck in place. I was hoping it would come off, but even if it does, it's just a nice shiny silver thing on the inside, so we don't get an actual head sculpt or anything. It's just the helmeted version here. But it's still a cool looking one. It does have, again, that nice chrome plating there. I don't know how well that picks up on this camera, but a nice shiny metallic chrome for his visor. Articulation wise, the head does spin 360 degrees and has up and down motion as well. That's a plus. Standard elbow or shoulder joints, standard elbow joints as well. He does have these weird pads on the back of his elbows, so that does limit his articulation in that regard. But you'll not really notice it too awful badly. But yeah, it does. He won't be able to spin his arm all the way around, but that's fine. Wrist joint is just standard swivel. He does have the traditional waist joint, so twist and rocker feature there. So nice range of motion there. The armor does not impede that one bit, so very cool looking. Standard T-hook for the waist, double knee joint, and the spinny and rocker for the ankles. Again, really nice job on the paint apps on this particular one. It's got the little things down here and these cool like rubber booty things. So it all in all looks really nice. On his side, he does have a pistol in its holster, but it's molded in place, so you can't actually remove it, unfortunately. But I'd rather see him have something in there than not have anything at all. So yeah. On the back, he does have the fire extinguisher thing here, or oxygen tank, depending on how you want to look at it. It is also non-removable, but it's okay. All in all, the sculpt works really well. Nice detail work. I do like the darker gray color that they used on his armor, so it definitely sets it apart from the traditional blowtorch figure. The nice shiny silver also helps set it apart, so yeah. While it is a repaint, basically, it's still enough of one to make it a unique character. And as far as representing the original Charbroil figure, I think this thing does a really good job of that. Yeah, I'm actually pretty pleased with it. So let's go ahead and put his backpack on. It just pegs into his back here. You may have to line his armor up to get it to slide in there, but once it does, you're good to go like that. Then his blowtorch comes to the front, either side that you want to go to. Locks in place. And he's good to go. So probably the left hand is not the best one, so let's move it to the right hand and see if we got a little bit better range of motion there. His hands are really tight together, so getting the handle to go in there is a little bit of a chore to begin with, but it works pretty well once you actually get it in there. Then he's got a pretty decent amount of motion there, range. The pipe that we got here can also be just moved to the front here to give it a little bit better articulation there. It's made to go front or back, so I'm going to put it in the front simply because it's easier to get a good range of motion there. But yeah, that's pretty much what we have for Charbroil. And again, we can't forget about his really huge, oversized missile launcher. So it works. It's not the best in the world there, but it works. I think I like it better as an underhand weapon than an over-shoulder weapon on Charbroil. Mainly because it keeps hitting on his backpack there. Doesn't want to stay in his hand. I will mention that he does have those weird angled hands, so things don't always fit very well. So I guess overhead is the best thing we're going to get out of this one. And it does work, so I'm not going to take too many points off of that for them just throwing in this big thing here. But chances are I'm never going to use this thing anyways, so it's fine. It can sit on the shelf and look cool. But yeah, Charbroil. All in all, really nice figure. If you can find one of these, it should be fairly cheap. But yeah, I would probably say go ahead and pick it up. It's worth getting just because it is, that unique character, and you don't get to see many versions of him. So yeah. That's it for our review today. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, feel free to drop some comments down below. Subscribe to our channel, like us. Feel free to share it with others if you think it's worth sharing. Till next time, Yo, Joe.